It's a very exciting day because the NCAA tournament starts today.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for me, it's very exciting. 3.5 hours or so it starts, and rock and roll. I guess unless you're on the West Coast and like hour and 20 minutes or so it starts because you're hearing this later. But I'm going to go to Iowa, watch Arkansas play tonight against Illinois. It's 3:30, though.
3:30.
So it's not really tonight. But Ray, the crazy weather guy, what's your name when you do the weather?
Crazy Ray, the weather guy.
Thank you. He's going to do the weather for us coming up in a second because I'm hearing it's a little dicey up there.
Oh, really?
We haven't heard from Crazy Ray in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
Making your bed is a vital part of the day if you want to be successful. Now, here's the thing about that. And I'll read you the story, but I'll give you the real reason as well. They said the process of making the bed only takes a couple minutes, and it leads to a more productive day overall. The study also found that bed makers tend to be more ambitious, type A, outgoing, and goal-oriented. This is from Architectural Digest. That being said, here's the thing. You make your bed, your day's not going to be better just because you made your bed. But people that make their bed have similar traits to people that do other small things in order to make big things happen. Right? You don't have somebody who is going through their day being extremely efficient, going, I have this at this time, this, I'm going to be most effective here. And then they're like, I'm going to leave my bed sloppy. It's just part of a character trait of somebody who task-oriented, goal-oriented, successful people always do the little things right. Because if you can't do the little things right, you can't do the big things right for the most part. So don't make your bed tomorrow and then get mad at me when your day sucks. Because that tends to be what happens in my DMs. I made my bed today blue. What? You made your bed once. Make it the rest of your life. And in that, you will learn to do little things. And some of those traits will carry over into other parts of your life. That's what it's about. What do you want to say? I saw you raise your hand up over there.
Well, because when I quit snoozing, I also started making my bed. And those were two things that had a domino effect, like you said, in other areas of my life. And I feel so much better when my bed is made. Like, it's amazing now. And I was never a bed maker. I just didn't see that as like an important step. But like Bobby said, it's the first little thing that you can do where you're like, oh, look at me. I did that. Now I can go do this next thing.
It also feels awesome when you get into a made bed.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Instead of one where you like can't find the bottom sheet and it's all up around your neck. And
Yeah.
that part's awesome. Hugging is very important. A study of thousands and thousands of couples found that women are more satisfied with their relationships with partners who are affectionate with hugs. They want to hug all the time. Hugging, massages, holding hands is crucial to how the women in this study said that they were shown love. Experts say it's important that if a person is a hugger, that they also get daily hugs. You know, this just goes to love languages in general, and I really was always like, love languages? What is that crap about? But I'd never been in a real relationship until my wife. And she definitely has a love language, as do I. And just because I feel like it's a way of love doesn't mean that's her main method of feeling love. She loves words of affirmation. She loves time spent. Like, that to her is how she feels the most love. Probably because that's how she got as a kid with her family. I, on the other hand, and this is so stupid, gifts. Because I never got gifts. Never got stuff as a kid. So when somebody gives me a gift, I'm like, wow, they must really love me. And so we have this different love language. And it's difficult for us because it's not that she doesn't want to give me gifts, but that's usually not what she thinks about when it's like, let me show how I consistently and constantly love.
Yeah.
Hers is spending time together. And so we have to remember that the other person's love language isn't ours. Time is hard. And at times, I know she gets frustrated with me because I work all the time, or when I'm not working, I'm like, I gotta somehow like just take a few minutes for myself. And that few minutes turns into 2 hours playing video games. But it's time. It's words of affection. I have to remind myself that. So hugging is probably their love language.
Touch.
Sure. Yeah, but I never even knew that was a real thing until I had a real thing, which is what's funny.
You guys do massages?
Yeah, I rarely get them back.
You just give them?
You massage her?
Neck, yeah, and shoulders.
Oh.
She has like a neck and shoulder issue.
Oh, okay.
And so mostly it's when they're just killing her. And I come in and try to save the day. But I don't. And I do okay, but I go way too hard. I think it's like if the direction said cook this on 300 degrees for 30 minutes. If her neck said massage at this level for 30 minutes and to be right, I could try to go double for 15. Yeah. And then she's like, ow, 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 stop.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, so maybe I'm not the best in that way. But I totally get it. The hug thing is just another love language part. Touch, which is probably hers too. I just like gifts. I love a gift. Never got them. We're all shaped by the things that affected us as kids.
You also like to be spooned, but yeah.
That's a gift from her to me.
Okay.
Oh.
Just by her, though.
Amy, that was a little shot you took.
That's okay.
I do like it, but I don't call it being spooned anymore. I call it hug me, please.
There you go.
Get that love. Okay, next story up. You need to know CPR, they say, but not so much as you have to go take a class. They would like that, but they realize most people won't do that. So what they do is they do one-line lessons, basically. So while you should take the class, the 2 steps are, and it's only 2 steps. 1, call 911.
Yes, first step.
First step. And if you don't take a class, 2 is it's just the hands on the sternum, ribcage part of it. Don't go mouth to mouth. I mean, I guess you can.
They said they don't do that anymore.
Hey, listen, I guess you can.
Hey, why not?
What are they going to do? They're struggling.
They're unresponsive.
Yeah. But they say push hard and fast in the center of the chest until the person begins breathing or emergency medical services arrive. And you can do Staying Alive by the Bee Gees as there it is. And that's the best, because I think I would go slower than that if I was just going by what was in my head. Oh, no, Eddie's down. And I'd be like, all right, Eddie, we're going to go mouth to mouth. And Eddie comes alive right then. He doesn't need it anymore. No! But then I would think I would go 1, 2, 3. But that's not the way to do it.
No, because the heart beats to this.
Do it again. Here we go.
See, I'm worried, though, you'd forget and start dancing.
I would. You see the scene from The Office where they do this and everybody starts dancing?
Is that what they do?
Yeah. That's from the American Heart Association. A monkey appears on a woman's porch in Oklahoma and rips her ear in half.
Oh, my.
Oklahoma.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's what I said too, Oklahoma.
Huh?
Someone's pet monkey attacked an Oklahoma woman who called police for help, and then someone that she knew shot and killed the monkey.
Oh, no.
Everybody lost. Brittany Parker said she was sitting down, looking out her window, when she spotted the monkey. This is from KOKH. I took a second glance, like, oh my God, there's a monkey on the front porch. I also would have opened the door.
You have
I would have. Yeah, you got to say what's up to the monkey. That's worth the risk reward there.
Totally.
I mean, the reward, you get a selfie with a monkey that just showed up on your porch. Dang, that'd been awesome. So I also would open the door. The monkey was trying to get into her house. It broke off part of her storm door's handle. So a storm door for me would have been the screen door, like the flapping door outside. Bang, bang. She went outside. Officers were there. Officer got out of his patrol vehicle. The monkey jumped into the back of the vehicle. The monkey ran towards the woman, climbed onto her, and attacked. He crawled up my back, she said, yanked out multiple wads of hair, and then ripped my ear in half. And it was just hanging.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. She had to be like, what's happening? What planet are we on right now? Am I dreaming? A monkey showed up at my door?
And attacked
I just ripped my ear off?
Yeah.
A law enforcement officer continued searching for the monkey. They spoke with the monkey's owners, who also tried to catch it. They went back to the house and found that a family member of the victim saw it, shot, and killed the primate. Oh. That's from Yahoo. And you know what? It sucks that monkey was even held and made domestic, because it's not.
Yeah.
That's not domestic. Going to a porch and ripping someone's ear off.
They need to be in the jungle.
That sucked. And then also, it sucks that person had to shoot the monkey. You know they didn't want to shoot a monkey. They didn't wake up that morning going, oh, I should hope a monkey shows up so I can shoot and kill it.
Yeah.
But that monkey was also in a bad place, and it had to be taken care of one way or the other.
My uncle had a monkey, bit my mom in the leg.
What happened with it?
Went to the zoo. They gave it to the zoo, donated him.
I hate they had to shoot that monkey. But who knows what other porch it'd have been on.
Yeah,
Maybe even a deck. It could have got on someone's deck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and
then a whole family comes out to play with the monkey and just
man.
ripping ears off like crazy.
Like kids, I'm thinking. Ugh.
When it comes to huge movie releases, you know, I don't want to go to the theater and watch a movie, but I love it when they finally get on HBO Max, Paramount Plus. I will watch a movie then, but usually only an hour at a time. That being said, I've not seen the Ant-Man movies. I've seen most of the other Avengers movies, but the Ant-Man movies to me always look a little dumb, so I haven't watched them. But now I'm totally in because Ant-Man 3 is coming out, and I don't even care so much, but it's in the news because someone leaked the script on Reddit. And so now they're going to the courts being like, hey, who did this? Can you please figure it out for us? And they really just leaked like 70 pages of a conversation between, I think, Ant-Man and, I don't know, Cricket Boy. I don't know who the other person is in Ant-Man. But that's what happened. Marvel Studios has now asked a federal judge to help identify the people who released Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The entire plot was posted by someone on Reddit. That's from Variety. Yeah, I wonder how they get it, who it was. Was it someone inside? Were they mad? Were they doing it as a way to get back? Did they find it?
So what's out now? Ant-Man 2?
Oh, it is out.
Okay.
They released it even though it's out? Who cares? Why is this even going to court? Mike, is Ant-Man good? Yes or no? Hit me.
Probably the least good of all the Marvel movies.
Why is this such a big story if it's already out?
They're trying to stop them from leaking more movies, because if they can do this one, they can do other movies. It
That
ruins
makes
their
sense.
entire plan.
So if they set the precedent of if you leak a movie and you don't own the rights to this, we will sue you. We'll
it's
find
to
you and sue you.
Protect their further movies.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm not as interested in that story anymore.
I was like, Ant-Man 3?
I thought I knew a little something. Okay, trucker dash cam shows a ghost on an Arizona highway.
Here we go.
A dash cam footage from a trucker driving through Arizona is getting attention. William Church was driving down State Route 87, and a bright glare shows up on his dash cam. He checked the footage. He said it shows the spirit of someone standing near the edge of the road. Let me look at this thing here. Church says no other cars were on the road. It does look like a small ghost, though.
Like a person?
No. Looks like a Casper, kind of.
Okay.
Like that little ghost shape
Yeah.
with a little tail on it. Or it looks like a paper bag. You know how Morgan had a ghost or an alien or something on hers and it turned out it was just moisture? Or we think it's moisture? I mean, I'm looking at it, though, and as you, like, zoom, it almost looks creepy. Like that girl in the ring.
Yeah.
I never saw The Ring.
Mike, what do you think about this? You've seen all the pictures in the video. Any chance that that's a ghost?
It kind of has like a bluish tint to it a little bit.
Lunchbox, you see it?
Yeah. And I thought immediately, man, that kind of looks like a ghost. Like, that looks legit.
Okay, he's driving. It's 4:25 a.m., it looks like, on the date of 3/11. All right, he's in the merge lane. Man, that's crazy. When they show the actual, like,
Really?
moving footage of it.
Yeah, because it's not like the truck's going slow and it looks set up. Like, it's going full speed down the highway, middle of the night. I mean, it's...
But also, how do we know that's not, like, a reflection of something?
Yeah, but how do we know it's not a ghost?
True. Good point.
Maybe
was
not
easy.
even, or just a
But it's on the road is the weird thing about the reflection explanation. Okay, anyway, there's a ghost. We'll put it up on our Facebook page if you want to see it. There's a new favorite dog breed in the U.S., and it's not a lab for the first time in 31 years. At number 1, the French Bulldog. I'm going to tell you right now, do not get a Bulldog. I love my Bulldog more than life itself. Well, no, I don't, but I'd live. But I do love them a lot. And they're not meant to be alive. They're bred in a way that's incestual at times. All their stuff was made to look cool instead of work.
Yeah.
Their nose, mine has had a ton of surgeries. Everybody I know that has a bulldog in any sort of way has had to have a ton of surgeries or a ton of work. French Bulldog is at number 1. Also, French Bulldogs are so expensive too.
This
Well,
Lady
yeah, those
Gaga?
are the ones that
Yeah.
keep getting people get killed over them.
So it's like it's the most popular, it's the favorite, but most people can't get them. French Bulldogs at 1, Labs at 2, Golden Retrievers at 3, German Shepherd dogs at 4, Poodles at 5, regular Bulldogs like mine at 6.
Where's Chihuahua?
Not on here. I'm not a big poodle guy.
No,
Yeah.
me
Although
either.
I like the big poodles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What are
Like
they
the
called?
big dogs. It's the little ones, I guess, that I'm not a big fan of as much. But I like the big poodle. Well, yours is like a poodleish type, right?
She's a Labradoodle, so she's a mix of those two.
But yeah, don't get a French Bulldog. Unless you find one that needs adopted. Then I'm up for but I just wouldn't go spend your money, get one from a breeder. You don't, oof.
Gosh, and now because
Bad
of the
news.
demand, like I'd be scared to walk it in public or something.
Well, only one person got shot, but yes.
No, there's been more.
I would leave it. I wouldn't leave it out. I don't know.
That's the high profile case that was talked about. There's more.
You know the low profile cases?
You know
Yes.
more
Dang.
cases of people getting shot over a Frenchie?
Yes.
Bungling burglar left his own birth certificate at the crime scene, finally. A burglar who left his birth certificate and prison ID cards at the scene
Okay.
has just been jailed.
What a dummy.
What a dum-dum. Okay, there you go. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
we live a lot of our lives here on the air with you guys, sometimes alongside you, sometimes we share stuff, so, you'll get to know us better. Sometimes we share stuff because it relates and we think we can help, a lot of different reasons. We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this since, 17, 18 years old. So I've been doing it for a long time. How old am I? 42 at this point?
Yeah.
So we do. We try to share a lot with you for different reasons. And so that's what we're going to do here. And I would just rip the Band-Aid off and just go right at it. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, so we share a lot of our lives, and I know listeners have walked alongside so much that we've been through. Both of my parents passing away, the adoption of children, the first year of the show, back in 2006, my first year on the show, I got married. And, I've been walking through something for the last couple of years that it's not a secret, but it's also something that we've kept pretty private so that we could heal as a family and take care of everyone involved. And so, yeah, talking about it right now isn't easy, but it feels right. Like this is the right time. And Ben and I, that's my husband. I don't talk about him much. He's always been a very private person. In fact, when I joined the show, he was in the Air Force, and we called him Air Force Guy because he didn't want his name.
We did?
On the radio. Yeah, when we first started dating, you were like...
I should have picked a different branch, though, to not be so dialed in on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't. Yeah, he's in the Air Force.
So Ben and I are getting a divorce, and this is something that was not made lightly at all whatsoever. In fact, it's like I said, it's been the last couple of years that we've spent a lot of time just working towards what is most loving for everybody involved and really most true to the people that we've become. And I know from my childhood and now as an adult how divorce is painful, stressful, it's emotional, and so really the well-being of our kids and co-parenting and learning how to co-parent in a way to show up as the best parents possible for our kids has been the top priority through all of this. And so I think that's what we've been working through. And I'm honestly I'm very proud of how we've, as a family, navigated this whole thing. And I guess it's hard to, say it. Again, it's not a secret to our people, but just now putting it out there just so I can show up authentically as myself in this new chapter of my life. And nobody wants something like this to happen. I mean, honestly, I never thought it would happen to me, and my younger self would have never allowed it.
What do you mean?
Well, thinking back to 2006, my first few years on the radio and marriage, I remember so many topics would come up, and I remember always saying divorce is not an option, and listeners would even call in, and they'd experienced more life than me. But again, I came from a divorced home, but I think that's why I held so tightly to that and ended up in a very legalistic environment for a long time. And I think that was something that was rooted in me that I couldn't see past. And I was like, I will never do it. And I remember you and Lunchbox throwing out different scenarios about my husband potentially being in jail or doing this or that.
What if a head grows out of his butt?
Right.
We were throwing all kinds of stuff at her.
Right. And I would be like, not an option.
Right.
We'll stand, not an option.
What if he killed 80 people?
Nope.
I love him.
Not an option. Yeah. And so I'm pretty sure it's my younger self that's been the most terrified of all of this. And so I have compassion for her and who I was then and who I was even 6 years ago. Like one of my dear friends went through a divorce and I didn't know how to support her. And that's what gets me right now. I mean, we've done the healing and in our own relationship, Ben and I both, and he's aware we're talking about this right now. And I think that's what I hurt for how I didn't know how to understand what other people might be going through, because the reality is you don't ever really know fully what someone is going through. And I wasn't able to be there for my friend, and I wasn't able to show up for her. And we recently, in the last 7 or 8 months, reconnected, and were able to repair our relationship. And I was able to finally see, because what Ben and I have been walking through, what she was going through, and how because I didn't understand it, I had some, why can't you figure this out, or a little bit of judgment in there that now I have fully released, thank goodness. And I'm thankful now that I'll be able to show up for people in a different way. And we wouldn't be where we are today at all in this process if it wasn't for the love and support from our family and friends that have walked alongside us with no judgment and just such encouragement and support, and wisdom and guidance from therapists. And I just feel like divorce brings up a lot of complicated feelings, shame being the number one thing. And so that's what we've been working on releasing. And I feel as though we're finally there. We've released ourselves from any stigma. And my hope in sharing this is really that anyone else walking through this type of loss will also be able to release any shame they feel around it, because you're not alone in what you're going through. And so that is where we are, and that everyone is doing well.
I was going to ask, like, how are you?
It has been very hard. But how am I now? I feel like we're finally on the other side. Like, we weathered multiple storms at the same time, not even just this. There was a lot happening at once for our family that almost didn't seem like, how can this happen all at the same time? But now that we're on the other side of it, I see actually how divine each thing was. Like, one of the things had to happen for the next thing to be able to happen, and then for the next thing to happen. Like, and again, those are details that are close to our family. But I say that to also, encourage anybody else going through multiple hard things, is to, sure, you have to process and deal with it. You don't, but just somewhere, somehow start to process, okay, what does this make possible? And don't waste it. Don't waste what you've been through and linger in that hurt and pain. Like, if you can process and heal, then you can get to the other side and see what came from it. And for our family, so much has come from the last 2 years that actually we're now on the other side better people.
What do you feel like you've learned about yourself?
Resilient is a word that comes to mind, which feels weird to say about yourself, but all of us, like, that were involved. Like, there was a time in probably 2021 that I didn't think I would do anything to myself. But there were times where if I'd be driving down the highway and I thought, okay, like, if I were to just get in an accident, that would be okay. Like, it was that hard. So resilient comes to mind, because we persevered as a family. We showed up for each other. We're a team. Ben and I both are a team. Like, we went to therapy about all of this, and mostly just to a lot of co-parenting, but us trying to figure out what was happening and where we were going to go and what we were going to do. And that was a year. We saw one couples therapist for a year every week. A lot of those were 2-hour sessions. There was a season where I would leave work and I had therapy for other things that were going on in our life. One of the things was intense, like 5 weeks, 3 hours a day. And that's where I would leave here and go do that. And it was heavy, and I know there was a time where I was absent from the show during some of that. And like you said, you've said many, many times before, if you're not in a right space, like, go take care of yourself. You don't have to be here. So I'm thankful for that. Our work environment is part of that support that I'm talking about from family and friends. And again, the therapists, like, I say all that because it took work. You can't just come out on the other side of stuff like that without really digging deep. And it was heavy, and it's hard to do stuff like that, but we came out on the other side. And I feel as I can see the rainbow now. Like, the storms have passed, and I know in life I'll encounter more storms for sure, but what we've walked through, I just don't think now I'll grip so tightly to the umbrella. Like, I feel like I just was holding on to it and I couldn't see the rainbow. But now I just have different tools, and I have different life experience that is now, I think, gonna benefit me in this new chapter. And I'm just a different person from it all.
Yeah, you've been through a lot. It's been a pretty heavy 18 months or so, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, I think back, I mean, all of this is probably around 2020. And I know for a lot of people that happened to be the year that everybody's lives probably got a little crazy, but none of this has anything to do with COVID. But it all started that year, so it's just a lot.
Well, I'm proud of you. I love you. We love you. And like you and I have talked about many times, not even on the air, a lot of people go through their version of this, and you shouldn't feel alone, but I think it's something that can make you feel extremely lonely because you really don't hear a lot of people talking about it in a way like you do, or not talking about it at all except saying, this happened, on to the next.
Right. And this isn't, again, it's not something that was decided yesterday. This has been well over, like, at least 2 years, well over a year in this decision. But we were taking care of our family first before it became a thing. And I think, yeah, I just want to be able to show up here in segments and like not have to dodge certain topics. And, you know, Ben and I are both, again, in a good place. Like, when I say I'm proud of us, I really mean it, because it's not easy. And I hope that that's encouragement to anybody else going through something hard like this, is that hopefully, and I know not everybody's blessed with 2 people that are doing the work, and 2 people that are getting the healing, and 2 people that are wanting to continue the work to make it right. Because if you're in this and you're the only one doing the work and the other person's not, I can't even imagine. Honestly, cannot even imagine. And so my heart goes out to anybody that's in that situation. But I would hope if you're listening to this and you're in that, and you may realize, like, oh shoot, I'm not doing the work, I might be the person that's kind of making this super difficult. My hope would be that, you know, us talking about something like this might be that nudge to get the therapy, get the help, dig deeper, show up as a person that, you know, you can be proud of later, that handled it well, and well for your kids. Like, that's, like, for the last year, we have kept the kids in our house, and I know not everybody has this option, and it's going to transition soon. We'll start to rotate a week on, week off. We're doing 50-50 custody. But we had an apartment close by, and the kids would stay in the house, and we would rotate. So every week for the last year, we've been packing bags midweek and switching. And that was important for us to do that, so the kids could feel like they were stable in their home. And now they're involved in the process of their dad getting a new house. And we drive by and look at houses, and they're like, oh, can you get one with a basement? And, you know, so they're now involved, and they feel like they've got a little agency over this as well.
Well, they're also very lucky to have 2 parents that love them.
Yeah, and we do very much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm proud of you for talking about it. It would have come up, and you're right, we had to dodge some stuff. And, you know, it's got to be tough to come on and go, young me was kind of uneducated, and this version of me is better educated, and I hope to help other people too. And that's what you did, and that's what you're doing. So, you know, I say it again, we love you, I love you. You know what? Worse things have happened to weaker people, but you'll get through this, be better for it, and help others and help them get through similar things as well. I have no doubt.
Yeah. Well, I'm able to come out and talk about it now because I feel like I am on that. Yeah. I've made it to that other side. It didn't seem right to come out any sooner than now.
Well, and also there are things to our listeners. We love 95% of you. 5% of our listeners we can't stand. But the 5% that want to get on social media and write like, Amy, we know, and like post stuff, there's a reason she can't share things. That it can be legal, it can be kids, it can be, there's a reason, literally. And you're the reason we don't like 5% of you. because you want to get online and be like, Amy, we know we never see your husband in pictures. Amy, what does that even do? There's no reason. Amy's a real life human being.
Yeah, there's just
It sucks. I would get so mad when I see people like, we know. Well, yeah, of course. I think people knew, but they didn't get online and be like, because their lives were so worthless, they got to get online and like put other people's crap out there. Maybe 94% of your listeners I like. 6% I don't. But I get mad. But anyway, okay. Ray says we have to get out of this break.
Which, speaking of Ray, I thought he had my name in that envelope.
So did I. I hit Amy this morning. Morning because we've been talking about this. We're figuring out when we could actually talk about this, like legally, and then the envelope happened to be today. And I texted Amy and said, "What if your name's in the envelope?" That's why we did the envelope first, in case her name was in the envelope. It wasn't her name, but I thought it was. Ray, would you have ever done that?
No, but man, I would have looked like a genius.
I'm a genius. Okay, hold on. We will come right back. Crazy Ray is our resident weather guy. I don't even know why this became a bit. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how this became a bit. But we're going to Des Moines today to watch Arkansas and Illinois play in the NCAA basketball tournament, which I'm very excited about, obviously. So I need to go check the weather to see how it's going. Crazy Ray, welcome to the show. It's been a while.
Wow, it's Crazy Ray, the weather guy.
Wow, we haven't seen Crazy Ray in a long time. Crazy Ray, can you tell me the weather in Des Moines, Iowa today?
Des Moines, 50 and rainy in the corn. The more you shuck, you know.
Is there corn in Iowa? Oh, yeah, there's corn. Yeah.
I don't understand what he just said, though.
he say
Finish the rhyme.
The more you shuck,
he's
you
just
know.
rhyming.
Where's the rhyme?
Some people will get it, some won't, Bobby.
Do it again. Do it again. Crazy Ray, go ahead.
50 and rainy in the corn. The more you shuck, the more you...
Oh,
The more you...
it's not appropriate.
Oh,
I
he
still
left off
don't
a
get
word.
Born?
Guys,
No.
It's the rhymes with corn.
no.
Corn?
No, it
No.
rhymes.
Oh, it rhymes with shuck. It doesn't rhyme. That's not the rhyme. No, Crazy Ray, you're too crazy. It doesn't even make sense.
What is he talking about?
Okay. Crazy Ray, let's check the weather in a couple other places. Do you have Bakersfield there by any chance?
Bakersfield, California, partly cloudy. Time to get rowdy.
How about one of my past homes, a place I love, Austin, Texas?
Austin, 80 degrees, but long storms for the Longhorns.
Okay. Got it.
Boston?
Boston, cold but never fear. It's almost time for green beer.
Crazy Ray, anything else?
Portland,
Portland. Ray, what's happening in Portland?
60s and sun. Let's have some freaking fun.
Hey, Crazy Ray, will you do anything for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow?
Woo! 36 ounces of green beer, Bobby.
All right, there he is. Crazy Ray, our weather guy. Wow. Wow.
He's crazy.
He needs to come back more.
That guy, I forget about it.
I know.
And then I was looking up the weather for Des Moines today. I was like, why am I looking it up? I'll just ask Crazy Ray. But that rhyme scheme doesn't work. It should have been in the corn. Then it should have rhymed with corn, how he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, shuck was in the wrong place for
Yeah.
it to be the rhyme.
Yeah. I mean, you know what rhymes with Chuck.
Yeah, I get it now.
Well, thanks to Crazy Ray for making an appearance here today. Ray, do we want to do this Lunchbox pitch a bit now, or do we want to wait? We have time?
4 minutes.
We can do it. Lunchbox has wanted to pitch a bit for the show. This is where he suggests a segment, and I'll let him do this once a month where I don't even know what he's going to pitch. So he just comes in with an idea. Some of his pitches we don't do if we're in a group talking about stuff, but once a month on the air, he has pitch a bit that we all hear. Lunchbox, go.
Okay, listen. This is called No More Mess with Missing Clothes Made. This is a
Wait,
little.
hold on. What's the name of it? No More Mess with Missing Clothes Made?
Yeah.
It's a terrible name.
No more
That's-
mess with missing. I don't. Okay. Well, maybe he can explain.
So, a lot of you guys don't know this, but we don't own this building that we now reside in. We rent it back from some company. So, we don't have a cleaning service. So, this place is a mess. It's gross. It's disgusting. And artists come in here and you got just trash everywhere.
No, that's not true or an accurate representation of what we do here.
Right.
every day.
Our bathrooms are falling apart.
You broke the
broken
soap
lights,
dispenser.
Kitchen sink issues where you turn it on and the thing shoots off.
That's fixed.
The walls are bare. So, I have a solution. It's called the topless
Oh, boy.
maid.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No.
Okay.
I was going to say missing clothes maid, but I'm just going to get right to it.
Go ahead.
Topless maid. Here, this girl comes and cleans topless.
What
ahead.
are you pointing at?
How much I make in a day as a topless maid. Today I cleaned 5 houses and I charge $300 an hour. And I also have a security guy that sits in the car outside and waits for me just in case anything happens. And he gets 35% of what I make. So now my take home is $1,430 and I work 5 hours.
Okay.
This is a waste.
Why not just hire a cleaning service with that money?
Because do you hear how much tips she makes? That obviously means she does a really good
No,
job.
it means she's topless.
Okay.
And
So-
they're going to clean when no one's here. So what's
Yeah,
the point?
right.
Oh, you want them to clean during the show.
100%. I want them here while we are on air.
And what's
Okay,
this
this
bit
is-
called again?
It's called No More Mess with Missing Clothes Made.
Oh,
I got
okay.
it now.
Well, so it
That's
could
how
be-
you know it. I had to get to it because you guys were like,
Still,
what? It doesn't
it's
even make
still the
sense.
name of it.
Okay, so there can be male cleaners too.
Oh, that's a good point.
cool.
Yeah,
So,
lunchbox.
naked dudes.
Yeah, all they have to, the guys just clean with their shirt off.
No,
Sounds good.
and pants.
Oh,
What?
wow.
What?
Yeah.
Why do
Well,
you want their pants off?
No, for him. If he wants to be here,
This is the only girl that I know that does
I call it fully nude dude cleans your room.
Yeah,
I mean,
lunchbox.
so what do you guys think?
You can't
No more
discriminate.
mess
Okay, let's go around the room.
with missing clothes made.
First of all, the name's awful.
Second
How
of
do you
all,
not? What did you want me to go?
Second of all, yes or no to the bit,
No.
Eddie?
No.
And who's going to pay for it?
The company?
You okay? We want to hire the topless maid service.
They don't have to know it's topless. Just say we want to hire a maid, and then we hire whoever we want. They don't care.
They do. And they have a cleaning crew. I don't think they're called maids,
No.
really.
She just said she's a topless maid.
Okay, we're going to go no, but I appreciate the
You
effort.
guys are no fun.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, once you
Fine.
do that at home,
You know what?
see how that works out at home.
We'll just throw
Exactly.
stuff everywhere. Guess what? That paper will stay there forever because no one will clean it up.
See how that works out at home. Okay, thank you. Get out of here.